Did you know that there's a remote island where the people have brain health that seems truly ageless? It's true, and it has stunned, confused, and amazed brain experts for years. Because here in America, we're experiencing a brain health epidemic, where many of our beloved seniors, the men and women who raised us a generation ago, are now struggling with even the simplest of day-to-day tasks. And that's a big problem, because people are staying in their careers longer than ever and still have families that rely on them, even at an older age. They don't have time for senior moments. There's no excuse for stumbling and tripping over words. And zoning out at work just when you're needed most might be all it takes for the boss to turn to some up-and-comer who is a few decades younger. But here's the good news. You don't have to be one of them. Because now you can naturally improve your focus, clarity, and memory, and re-energize your mind well into your 80s and 90s. And I'm about to show you how. It's surprisingly simple. All you need to do is give your brain what it needs to run at full speed, just like the people on that tiny little island I mentioned. In just a moment, I'll tell you where this island is. But more importantly, I'll show you the stunning brain hack the people there have been doing for generations to stay clear-headed, focused, and full of mental energy. The truth is, these superagers, as they're called, are biologically younger than other people their age. Their brains are like a person 20 to 30 years younger. None of them suffers from dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're still sharp as a tack. I'm going to share with you their secret right now. It's completely natural and doesn't involve any silly brain games, weird applications on your phone, or doctor's visits. There are no expensive drugs, dangerous surgeries, or impossible to follow diets. And within just a few weeks, you'll be amazed at how you can think faster, remember more, concentrate longer, and most importantly, stay relevant to those who depend on you. It's all coming up, so keep watching because this may be your only chance to see it. Could this eye trick actually give you the memory of a 25-year-old? Sounds like a fantasy, right? It's not. But you're not the only one who thinks it sounds far-fetched. Because when I first heard about this eye trick, I was skeptical too. After all, everyone's memory starts to fade as we age. I always thought it was one of those things you had to put up with as you get older. But now new science out of Harvard has busted that myth wide open. My name is Dr. Arsalan Ahmad. I am both a medical doctor and a naturopathic doctor, specializing in regenerative medicine with over 15 years of international experience across multiple continents. When I tell people that, they get a bit overwhelmed. They hear regenerative medicine and they think stem cells or injections. But hold on a sec. That's not the whole story. While regenerative medicine is my specialty and something that I love, that doesn't mean I don't also embrace a holistic approach that integrates both conventional and natural solutions to get results. Because in the end, that's what I'm passionate about. Helping men and women like you make big changes in their health with tiny little shifts in their lifestyles. That's why I've dedicated my life to helping people just like you find the quickest, easiest path to improving their overall health to get big results in their day-to-day lives. I want to take all the confusion surrounding these things and show you just how simple it can be. If you've seen any of my content online, then you'll know that I believe that there is nothing you can't do when it comes to your body. Nothing is inevitable, not even your genetics. The bottom line is I don't care what the established opinion is. I only care about what works. New clinical studies confirm how this simple eye trick could help you regain your youthful recall. Even better, this eye trick works no matter how many candles you blow out on your birthday cake. It could work for everyone. This eye trick takes just 30 seconds a day, and you can do it anywhere. So now you could have a stronger memory too. Just imagine having conversations with friends without losing your train of thought, learning something new without struggling to remember the details later, introducing people at a party without fumbling for their name, and even more important, never worrying about losing your precious memories, forgetting your grandkids' names, or ending up in a nursing home. It's all possible now thanks to this simple eye trick. So you're probably wondering, what do your eyes have to do with your memory? It turns out everything. You see, Harvard scientists have uncovered the reason why some 90-year-olds, even 100-year-olds, have the memory of a 25-year-old. These sharp-thinking 80, 90, and 100-year-olds are called superagers, and their memories are remarkable. Superagers can remember every detail of a conversation, names of people they met only once, and the exact right word they need to complete a crossword puzzle. These superagers can also focus on complex paperwork with ease, multitask better than people half their age, and quickly master video games to play with their grandchildren. Researchers have spent decades trying to solve the mystery of how these superagers stay so sharp. And now Harvard scientists have finally cracked the code. It's all about superagers' eyes. It turns out their eyes are the key to a little-known yet incredibly powerful memory retrieval system. What's more, now researchers agree that problems with this memory retrieval system are what can cause memory loss. That's because, if you're not a superager, this system starts breaking down as you age. But now you could repair it with a simple eye trick. In the Harvard study, scientists gave 40 superagers an extremely difficult memory test. At the same time, they viewed the superagers' brain activity using functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI. fMRI is more advanced than typical MRIs because it shows how different parts of the brain react to challenges. Basically, it shows the brain in action when working on a problem. And to really put these superagers up to a challenge, the scientists gave the same difficult memory test to a group of 25-year-olds and compared their youthful memories up against the superagers. The scientists also used an fMRI to view the activity of the brains of these young people while they completed the test. And they were floored by what they saw when the young and old participants were working on the memory test, because a certain part of the brain lit up like a Christmas tree in both the superagers' brains and the 25-year-olds' brains. This part of the brain is called the visual cortex. The visual cortex processes the images sent from your eyes and commits them to your memory. And Harvard scientists now confirm it's the visual cortex that's the true source of the amazing memories of superagers. Even more remarkable, the superagers performed the difficult memory test exactly as well as the 25-year-olds. And it's all because of the power of their eye memory connection in the visual cortex, the ultimate memory retrieval system. But to be 100% sure about this eye memory connection's power, researchers decided to try something weird. They had 102 men and women listen to a recording of a voice listing 20 lists of words. And here's where it gets weird, because the researchers wanted to see if something as simple as an eye movement would make a difference in the volunteers' memory. So they asked some of the volunteers to move their eyes back and forth horizontally before listening to the recorded words. Then the researchers tested the volunteers' recall, and they were shocked to see that the volunteers that wiggled their eyes back and forth before trying to memorize the words had a dramatically improved recall. That's mind-blowing. Just by wiggling their eyes, their memory soared. So it's clear this eye memory connection could be the answer to holding on to your precious memories. And it works like a phone connection, dialing directly from your eyes to the root source of your memory, your visual cortex. When your eye memory connection is strong and clear, everything gets through on this memory phone line. But as you age, this connection can become weaker and weaker. It's like having a phone call with a friend, but you have a bad connection. You hear parts of what they're saying and miss others. So you might remember where you put your keys, but forget what you were talking about in the middle of a conversation. Worse yet, over the years, less and less of the things you want to remember get through on this memory phone line, leaving you with more senior moments. And if you're over 50, you know how frustrating, embarrassing, and frankly scary senior moments can be. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about this simple eye trick. And no, it's not wiggling your eyes. While the results of that eye wiggle study were impressive, the men and women volunteers were college students, so their eye memory connection was strong. No, the secret is rebuilding your weak eye memory connection. And I've uncovered 2 unique nutrients that are scientifically proven to work together like an eye trick to effortlessly rebuild this connection, so you can enjoy the memory of a 25-year-old just like a superager. And the proof is rock solid. These 2 nutrients have been clinically shown in hundreds of studies to improve memory, focus, and sharp thinking in seniors. The first nutrient is a powerful rebuilder of this eye memory connection. Here's why. This nutrient is already well known for its ability to reboot your memory, but now new science shows this nutrient is also vital for your eyes. The latest study found that this nutrient actually builds the retinal cells in your eyes, and other studies confirm how this nutrient supports your healthy eyes and your visual cortex, reconnecting your memory phone line. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, scientists recruited 1,391 men and women aged 36 to 83 years old. Then for 9 years, they recorded the volunteers' intake of this nutrient. At the end of 9 years, the scientists used a battery of tests to evaluate each volunteer's memory, ability to learn, attention, and multitasking. They also gave the volunteers an MRI to see the volume and condition of their brains. Result? Stunning! The volunteers who got plenty of this nutrient in their diets maintained their youthful memory. They even had younger-looking brains in the MRIs. And volunteers who didn't get much of this nutrient suffered from memory lapses, trouble with problem solving, and brain fog. So what is this nutrient? Well, its discovery was so monumental, it won the scientist who discovered it the Nobel Prize in Medicine. You may have guessed it by now. It's called choline, or what choline becomes when you take it, acetylcholine. As you may know, acetylcholine is the messenger that helps your brain cells talk to each other. Acetylcholine is what makes your memory lightning fast when you're young, but as you age, your brain makes less and less of it. Even worse, it's estimated that a staggering 90% of Americans are deficient in choline, the nutrient you must have for your body to make acetylcholine. So pop a choline pill and you're all set, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, choline supplements are not easily absorbed or used by your body, so you won't get the benefits. But here's good news. There's a new breakthrough form of choline that's easily absorbed by your body. Even more important, this form of choline can cross the blood-brain barrier. This is essential, because by getting past the blood-brain barrier, this form of choline goes straight to where you need it in your brain. And also, because this form of choline is so easily absorbed, it's also going to where your eyes need it, making it a powerful rebuilder of your eye memory connection. This form of choline is called alpha-glycerophosphocholine, or alpha-GPC. And the science behind alpha-GPC is jaw-dropping. Because alpha-GPC does more than just boost your memory, it could restore it. In a recent study, researchers gave 2,044 people with severe memory loss alpha-GPC daily. And in just 28 days, these people who struggled to remember a word or other simple things had an incredible improvement in their memory. In fact, a whopping 71% of them had no forgetfulness at all anymore. Even more astonishing, they still had no memory problems a full 6 months later. So you could put an end to forgetfulness for good. In another gold standard study, 100% of the seniors taking alpha-GPC got a faster, better memory. That's extremely rare in any study. 100% success rate. And other studies confirm these results, showing how alpha-GPC could put an end to your memory problems. But alpha-GPC is just part one. Because if you're over age 50 and you want to enjoy a crystal clear recall for years to come, then you need this second nutrient that finishes the job at rebuilding your eye memory connection. Clinical studies show that people with high levels of this nutrient in their bodies have a strong memory. But people with low levels of this nutrient have such poor memories, they forget the names of people they've known for years, where they parked their car at the grocery store, and the easy recipe for their favorite holiday dish. The thing is, for years, scientists couldn't figure out why this nutrient was so essential for your memory. That's because this nutrient is known for slowing down your brain, so you wouldn't guess it could speed up your memory. I'm talking about GABA. As you may know, GABA is a neurotransmitter just like acetylcholine, so it helps your brain cells communicate. Research confirms that GABA also sends information back and forth from your eyes to your brain. So GABA is essential for maintaining your eye memory connection. But can GABA actually rebuild this eye memory connection? Scientists decided to find out. In a recent study published in the prestigious Science journal, scientists increased the GABA levels a group of young and old monkeys. And the scientists saw that the old monkeys' brains were suddenly acting like the young monkeys. That's because the old monkey's eye memory connection had been supercharged just by taking GABA. But that study was on monkeys. Does GABA make a difference in people? You betcha. In a new study, researchers gave 30 men and women over 40 years old either GABA or a placebo for 12 weeks. Then they had the volunteers take cognitive and memory tests. And the difference the GABA made was astounding, because the GABA group saw dramatic improvement in their memory, ability to focus, and problem solving. The GABA group even reported a better quality of life. They actually felt better. And other research confirms how GABA even helps people prioritize better, plan things effectively, and enjoy enhanced thinking. That means GABA is like a smart nutrient. So when you combine alpha-GPC and GABA, you could completely rebuild your eye memory connection to get the fast recall of a superager. And these are the only nutrients I've seen that can do this. But before you run out and buy alpha-GPC and GABA pills, there's something you need to know. These two nutrients are powerful, but they're not enough on their own if you want to hold on to your sharp thinking for life. That's because there are two other brain aging problems these nutrients don't fix. So you need nutrients that target these other big problems. That's why I reached out to a group of professional researchers and laboratories here in the US. It's a group called Nature's Blast. Knowing how many people are suffering from age-related cognitive problems, they started to put together a nutritional formula that combines alpha-GPC and GABA with other proven brain-recharging nutrients. It's called Cognicharge. Cognicharge contains the exact right amounts of alpha-GPC and GABA to rebuild your eye memory connection.